Alright, so this is our hearty cream corn right here. So this is what the video is going to be about. I just wanted to bring you to the point of how we got here. This stuff is so delicious, I can't even believe it. So continue on this video and we'll get to how we got to this point. See you in a bit. Alright, what's up everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. And going to be doing some cream corn. So you already saw what the end result was. So here's how we got there. Anyway, what we're going to be using is, we're going to be using some bag corn today. That's kind of against my rule, but they were trying to break a brother's pocket down on that corn. 3 ears for $1, that's a little too much, so we're just going to roll with this bag corn. We got that. We got some bacon. We're going to add some of these chili peppers that, you know, they're like that, but we're going to cut them with our little kitchen scissors. We have a mixture of green and red peppers. Some green onions we're going to finish with at the end. Red and white onions. And you know what? We're going to roll with a little shrimp. I just have that in there, just kind of chilling out. I deveined them and everything. So those are going to be the ingredients. So what we're going to start with is the bacon. So we're going to add the bacon in here. And we are going to let that cook down. Now a trick with this bacon, I don't know if you cook with bacon a lot, but it's easier to cut bacon if it's a little frozen. So what I did was I just bought this bacon this morning, pulled out what I needed, threw it in the freezer for about 30 minutes, and it was just easy to cut or use scissors or whatever that you're going to use. Also, I forgot we're going to use some cilantro and powdered chicken bouillon, and I'm going to be using whole milk today as opposed to, you know, whole cream. So I'm going to need to thicken up with something, so I'm going to add a little flour to this at some point. So really where we're going to be at the next time you're going to see this is I'm going to be cooking this bacon down. The onion I'm going to have mixed in with the bacon, and then at that point I'm going to add a roux. So that's kind of, or not a roux, I'm going to add the flour. So that's kind of where we're going to pick it up. So we'll be back in about 15-20 minutes, and we'll get on with the rest of this recipe. Alright, so I had these onions and the bacon that were getting cooked down. If you take a look at that right there, you can tell that it's kind of caramelized and all that stuff. Since I'm using milk instead of heavy cream, I'm going to add a little bit of flour to it because I'm going to need to get some thickening later on. Now if you're using heavy cream, which I'd like to use, then you can skip this step. So I got that going. Now I'm going to add my green and red peppers and garlic. Now this is going to take a little bit to cook down, so I'm not going to bore you with all that, but actually, you know what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to add a little bit of water to that just to get it kind of kick-started. So that's going to cook down, and we are going to pick this up in a little bit when I add this corn, but I'm going to let those peppers cook down a little bit. So we'll see you back then, and that's going to be about 30 minutes. Alright, so we're back. This got the green and red peppers in there. It's kind of got a little softened up. So now we are going to add the corn. So I'm going to go with 2 bags on this. I'm going to mix this up. Now, again, this is frozen corn. So this is probably looking worse than what you think it's going to come out to be. I'm going to get that corn in there. We got the flour. And then this is going to simmer a while. Now I'm going to hit it with a little chicken base. I'm just going to start with the chicken base, and we're going to see kind of how it's doing later on. So we could add some pepper and some other ingredients, but I just want to see how all this is kind of coming together. So we're going to season it at the end. In the meantime, I will be adding some of these peppers to it, so I'm just going to take some kitchen shears and cut off little portions of that, so just so you can tell what I'm going to be doing here later on. Actually, no, I'm going to start doing that right now. So I'm going to start adding these peppers to it. Now these are dried, so they are going to need to get cooked. I have this many. I'm not sure how much I'm going to add. It's just going to be, you know, by sight and taste, so we're going to go from there. So anyway, we'll pick this up here in a little bit, and we're near the end. Alright, so this corn has been sitting here for a while. I did put the mushrooms in it. I had a chance to taste it, and I just felt a little unfulfilled. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit of this butter. Since I don't have any cream in there, it just seemed a little flat. So we're going to see how that goes. I also have some cilantro here that I had chopped up. I'm just going to put a little of that in here. And some green onions. I'm going to put all that in. So really, this is about time to finish it. And this is going to be kind of a hearty, you know, corn or cream corn. I'm not going to call it a chowder because it doesn't have any potatoes in it. But I'm going to let that go for about another, you know what? I'm going to let it go for another 30 minutes. See if it thickens up. If I had used regular corn on the cob, it probably would have been done by now, because there would have been some extra cornstarch in there, and it would have probably got thickened up on its own, and the corn would have probably been broke down a little bit more by now. We're going to let that go for about 30 minutes, and we'll see how it looks at that point, but it looks like we are on track right here. So actually, one more step. I almost forgot about it. Bang! I didn't want to add it too early, but we got our little shrimps up in here, our little shrimps. So I took the shrimp that I had earlier and cut it in half. These are 26 30-count shrimp. And I'm just adding them at the end so they don't get too tough. They might be, because I'm going to go about another 30 minutes, but we should be good to go either way. I prefer a firm shrimp in this dish, so we'll be good to go. Anyway, we'll check back. Next thing you know, we're going to be plating and seeing how it tastes. Talk to you later. Bye. Alright, so this cream corn's been simmering a while. We got those last ingredients in there. I did add some Splenda to it. Some black pepper, because you know I got to get that heat in there. But anyway, there you go. I mean, this stuff is so good. I'm just like, I mean, seriously, this is more than just a little regular cream corn that you get, you know, that you have, you know, that you might be seeing out there. We got shrimp, we got bacon, mushrooms, green peppers, red peppers, cilantro. Hell, I know I'm forgetting all kinds of stuff, but you can put whatever you want in there. One thing I'd change, instead of the milk, I'd go to the heavy cream. But, you know, like I said, the brother's got to lose a little weight. But, and Man, this stuff is good, and I'm not even lying to you on this. Anyway, comment, subscribe, let me know if you got some tips or something like that, and we'll go from there. See you later.